In this video, I'm going to discuss about why coccidiosis keeps reoccurring in your farm. Now, this is a very important topic because a lot of farmers, after they've treated coccidiosis, in less than 5 days, they will see the signs and symptoms again, and they will keep on buying drugs. In order for you to make profit, you have to watch this video so that you don't spend money on medication. Please make sure to watch till the end, and I'm also going to give some very important practical and important tips concerning this coccidiosis. And if this is your first time of coming across my video, kindly help me to grow my channel by clicking the subscribe button, turn on the bell icon so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't hesitate to give this video a like, comment and share for others to benefit. Thanks. Coccidiosis keeps reoccurring in many broiler farms, and this is mainly due to poor management and environmental conditions that favor the survival and multiplication of these ephemeral parasites. I'm going to give the reasons for this. First and foremost is when there is kind of incomplete cleaning and disinfection. You see, most times we overlook this, and the little things that we overlooked becomes a problem in future. Even after treatments, the oocytes, which is the eggs of the coccidia, they still remain in the litter, the equipment, or on the floor. So when you disinfect and you did not disinfect thoroughly, these oocytes will still remain inside the pen. So make sure to do a proper disinfection. Disinfect the walls, the floor, and the feeders and the drinkers. Sometimes we just disinfect only the floor and we keep the drinkers and the feeders, we put them aside. Now let me give you another very important point here. The tip number one I have for you is that if you are using wooden feeders, try as much as possible to change them, because this is another major cause of reoccurring coccidiosis in broiler farm. Wood is very difficult to disinfect. So if you have any wood within your poultry farm, make sure to brush and wash them very well. And for those of you that are using wooden feeder, try as much as possible to change them. This will help you. Then the second one is poor litter management. When you have wet or damp litter, this creates the perfect breeding ground for the eggs of the coccidia, because they thrive in this environment. The high moisture, especially under drinkers, allows these oocytes to sporulate, and that means they become infective. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that litter management is very, very important. Around the drinkers, you notice that those areas are always wet. So try as much as possible to scrape them together and pack them on a daily basis. As soon as you see any water on the ground, make sure to pack that area and remove them. This will help you a lot. Then the second bonus tip I have for you is that you might not have the resources, but while you are doing your brooding, the best way that you can control coccidiosis is if your birds don't have direct contact with their droppings. In this case, I'm talking about having a kind of or a cage system. This will help you to reduce cost on drugs and also make your birds healthy. Now, lack of biosecurity, which is the number 3. This lack of biosecurity, you see, sometimes we tend to attract visitors to our farm, just trying to prove to them that they should come and see what we are doing. And these visitors, they come, they go all around, stepping on different things. So by the time they come, they might carry the eggs into your farm, and this becomes a problem, and you keep on treating coccidiosis over and over again. Then the fourth one, and a very important one, is the overuse or misuse of anticoccidial drugs. You see, a lot of people, any little thing, any little brownish droppings or any little blood stool, the next thing is to get coccidiosis drugs. And when you use the same when you use the same anticoccidial drugs over and over and over, there's what we call drug resistance, and this can happen at any time. So overusing a particular anticoccidial medicine should be avoided. Then another thing that can cause it is that when you use incorrect dosing or you stop treatment just too early just because you've seen that the birds they are healthy. Don't do that. Make sure that you complete the drugs routine. If the drug said if they said if the prescription is for 3 days, make sure you use it for 3 days. If it's for one day, make sure you use it for one day. Do not stop because you are trying to save cost or you are trying to economize your drugs. Then you will now say, okay, they are no longer excreting drops in bloody stool or brownish droppings. Then you have to stop. No. And try as much as possible. Just because a drug, for instance, amprolium, works for you, that does not mean that you have to continue using that amprolium over and over. By the time you use it over and over, these drugs will be kind of the coccidia parasite will develop resistance to that particular drugs, and when you use it, you now see that it won't be working for you again. Then the fifth point is overcrowding. When you overcrowd your birds, they have more contact with infected droppings. And another thing is that when there is overcrowding, there is no room, no proper ventilation or no proper airflow that will blow the litters to be dry. Poultry birds, they don't excrete urine separately. It comes along with the feces. So, and this make the litter to be wet or moist. And when the litter is wet, it causes coccidiosis to thrive. So, and it will increase stress and reduce their immunity as well. And this can worsen the outbreak. And when there is an outbreak and there is overcrowding, it spreads rapidly. Then the sixth point I have for you is weak immunity in chicks. For instance, when the chicks don't develop a kind of natural resistance or they aren't vaccinated, they may suffer repeated infection of coccidiosis. Then another thing is that when there is a poor brooding condition, when the chicks are stressed or the diseases or other diseases that can weaken their immunity, it makes coccidiosis to thrive or to reoccur. And you just discover that you are spending money on drugs over and over and over again. Then the seventh point is very important, but before I tell you, kindly help me to grow my channel by clicking the subscribe button, turn on the bell icon so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. The seventh point is failure to monitor or identify early signs. A lot of us ignore these warning signs. For instance, at the beginning, when you see one broiler that is moody, you don't do your investigation to find out why it is moody. You just leave it there. In a case like that, what you just need to do is to withdraw that bird from there first and place somewhere else. Then you observe it critically. By the time blood stool appears in your broiler farm, that is to tell you that the infection has moved higher. So please do not wait until when you see bloody stool before you implement whatever treatment you have to do. And farmers that don't do routine checks often miss these early signs. Let me give you a tip here. The first thing you have to do once you enter your poultry farm is not just to go and get the feeders and get the drinkers or give them feed or water. What you need to do as a farmer upon entering your farm, the first thing you should do in the morning is to walk around the pen. Walk around the pen, observe all the birds and observe the droppings. Look at the floor, all the corners, and see if you will see any sign. That is the first thing you have to do as a farmer. The eighth point is continuous farming without rest period. A lot of us farmers are prone to this. What we do is that immediately we carry chicks, and as soon as they get to a stage, we sell them, or we do brooding in the same place and we turn that brooding place into raising our broilers till maturity. Immediately after selling, in less than 1 week, we've washed the place, we've bring in another birds again. We don't give room for the brooder house or where we raise our birds to rest. Normally, there is what we call, and in other words, this is what we call no downtime between batches. And this means that the oocytes are never fully cleared. The eggs, they were never cleared, they were never no proper disinfection. So what we just do is that we just carry birds batch after batch So we skip the fallow period, and we know fallow period is a period whereby we allow the pen to rest. And once you skip this fallow period, you are creating a brooding ground for coccidiosis to strive. This is the bonus points which I have for you, and how you can stop reoccurring coccidiosis in the farm. The first thing to do is, one, try as much as possible to always keep the litter dry and well managed. Two, disinfect thoroughly with products that kill the oocytes, that is the egg. And let me give you a secret point here. For example, one of those disinfectants that can kill the oocytes or the eggs of coccidiosis so that they cannot reoccur is any ammonia-based disinfectant. There are a lot of them in the market, and they are very effective. Then the fourth tip or point I have for you is to rotate anticoccidial drugs or combine with vaccination if at all it's available. What I mean here is that if you are using amprolium this time, after some time, change it to triple sulfur, just like that. So don't use one particular drug because this drug is working for you very effective, then you keep on using that drugs. No. Try as much as possible to use different anticoccidia drugs. Then there are also vaccines, especially for big farmers that are raising maybe 500 or 1,000 birds. I will advise you to use coccidia vaccines, coccidiosis vaccine for your birds. This will save you a lot. For instance, there is this vaccine we call Emocos vaccine. It's a coccidiosis vaccine that can be administered, and once you administer to your bird, it's for lifetime. Then there is this another anticoccidia drugs that is added to feed. I can't really pick the name right now, but if I get it, I will put it in the comment section or in the description box for you by the time I remember it. It's very effective. They mix it with their feed, and it helps to prevent coccidiosis on the farm. Then the fourth point I have for you is that you should avoid overcrowding. Once your pen is overcrowded, try to decongest them. Then improve ventilation and hygiene. There should be proper ventilation. Like I always tell people, it's not just ventilation, but it should be cross ventilation. Then introduce proper downtime between flocks, and make sure you have rest period. Once you raise your beds, allow the pen to rest. Disinfect immediately. Wash with soap and water first, then you disinfect thoroughly. Then after disinfecting, you allow the pen to rest for maybe 2 weeks. Then you now wash again. After washing, you disinfect, then you can now bring in your beds. I believe you've gotten tangible information from this video. Help me to grow my channel by clicking the subscribe button, turn on the bell icon, give this video a like, and share.